Damn, I forgot how loud that thing is. Oh, it's so sick, man. That's good. Go back a little bit. What'd you say?
Yeah, I can't hear anything with this exhaust. It smells like a boat.
Sounds sick, honestly.
Yeah, hopefully we're fixing that soon.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point.
Oh yeah, to get out, little trick. This doesn't do the best job, so you gotta.
Well, here we are.
My name's Drew.
What did you bring us here today?
We've got a long time coming project. This is a 1987 Toyota pickup, and I swapped in a 1UZ out of a LS400.
So non-VVTi, right?
Non-VVTi, yep.
VVTi. And that's pretty interesting, actually, because we just had a 3UZ in the IS300, right? So we're going from the most modern UZ to the oldest.
Yeah, we got the OG.
We're gonna
in this
see
boy.
the comparison. What trans did you go with?
So this is actually the stock transmission out of the Toyota pickup. It's a W55. Yeah, you guys can't look too closely. There's not everything is quite Gingium spec on this.
Okay, I think I see what's going on here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to time lapse.
Oh, you stuff it all in the frame too? Yeah. I love this truck. Like it's the original like patina. Like it just looks like an old Toyota. You would never suspect that this thing's got a 1UZ in it.
Yeah, you know, don't mind this here. All right, you all ready?
Oh yeah. We're doing an exhaust and a few minor, you know, touching up of things.
Yeah, the E-fans. Obviously, we got the Invisifilter on here now. Need to button that up. Things like a battery tie down.
Yeah. Throttle cable, he says,
that's
a
a big
finicky.
one. Yeah.
And then at the end, dyno.
Oh, look at it. Look at the droop in the back.
Yeah.
Dude, I have never used a lift.
I personally would never be able to work in a car without a lift nowadays.
You're spoiled.
Oh man, your shocks.
Yeah, no, these are getting replaced, don't worry.
You have the factory diff too. That's something to note. Wow, I got the original spare tire back here too. That's amazing. I wonder how old these shocks are too.
Oh dude, I bet these are OG.
That's crazy.
I'm eventually gonna ditch the torsion bars and
do like a little
do the stab pad coilovers.
That's cool. That's another smart thing that you made is you did a Toyota truck that has a little bit of aftermarket support at least.
Yeah.
The Mazda truck has nothing.
Dude, I watched your video like years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, why didn't he do it to a Toyota pickup? Like,
because I was the Mazda guy back then. I was like, I have to only own Mazdas.
It's kind of full circle that this truck ended up in the shop. Because when I was researching and kind of dreaming about the build before it started, I was obviously on YouTube looking up 1UZ swaps and saw Caleb's red truck back in the OG days.
OG drift truck.
When it was a little bit more stock. That was honestly a big inspiration. I saw that and I was just like, oh man, he should have put it in a Toyota.
It's so funny too, because I did not make those videos as like tutorials at all, so
I like
surprised you like watched it and actually learned some things. But hey, I mean that's cool.
Yeah. And then fast forward, Caleb and I meet, and
yeah. Well, so I met Adam first at a bike park, and then did you know who I was when you met me?
I mean, like
kind of. Okay, because that's what I thought. Because you came up when I was just like loading my bike up or something. When you were watching my videos, I was in Chicago. What are the chances I moved down to Athens, Georgia, then run into you at a bike park, and then you talk to me and you're like, hey, my brother's got a 1UZ swap truck. I'm like, what? That's so sick. Yeah, I did that too. I was like, yeah. Well,
and you were kind of the inspiration for, your video.
It's very cool. Well, so. I'm honored, but.
Well, I'm honored. I'm very thankful to be here and you helping out and doing some stuff that I definitely can't do.
Yeah, that's all right. Before we do the exhaust, I'm going to start and do all the little things first. Because once I do the exhaust, I want to be able to just hop in the truck, drive it, test it, put it on the dyno. You know, I don't want to have to wait after building the exhaust to hear it and, you know, test it. So it just needs a few little things to make sure that we can drive it and can reach operating temperature and all that kind of stuff. We have to wire up the fans, have a fan controller and a thermal switch and all that kind of stuff. We have to add a couple of gauges just so we know coolant temp and speed. We gotta fix a throttle cable, put a coolant overflow in it, fix some wiring, fix some vacuum leaks, and do an intake. So a lot of little things, but nothing crazy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with the battery and the fans. The way we are going to control the fans on this truck is with a simple relay and thermal switch. The thermal switch gets added into the cooling system. When it reaches operating temp, the thermal switch will ground out the relay and turn the fans on. Unfortunately, that means we have to add the thermal switch somewhere. So we're gonna pull the radiator out and weld it to the bottom of that. What the fuck? Oh my god. That's the first time I got shocked by a welder before. Ha! Scary. So if I ground this out, very nice. Put this on the thermal switch down here, and we're good to go. The next thing on the list was adding the coolant sensor for our AEM coolant gauge and wiring that up. So I got the gauge pod mounted with the gauges in there, looking freaking sweet. I kind of wish there was a better solution for the wiring, but it's okay. I mean, at least wrapped it and made the harness look nice. And then I went ahead and put together the rest of the interior. But now there's one more thing we're gonna do in the engine bay. And that is this throttle cable. As you can see, he made this little bracket, but it doesn't mount it tight enough. You can see all this play, it should be mounted over there. So you couldn't actually get to full throttle, and that's a problem when you got a V8. This should just be like right here. So I'm gonna use the same bolt. It's gonna come out, come up, and just be kind of bent out. And the last thing to do was to make a mount for the stock coolant reservoir and windshield washer reservoir. All right, I'm gonna start this thing up let it warm up, make sure these fans work, the gauges work, everything works. We got our mount for that. We got our throttle cable mount. Everything in here is done besides the intake. I will do that, but that I might do at the end. So yeah, let's turn this thing on, warm it up, open header. Oh, what the fuck? Oh my God, bro. This shifter is so sloppy, I thought it was in neutral. God damn. Yeah, okay. Forgot how loud it is. Well, we got the fans on. Very nice. This thing's idling great. We're at 182 and we're dropping. I also hooked up my phone to the OBD2, so we actually have the engine settings here. RPM, coolant temp. No leaks, fans are working great, so that's awesome. Burns a little bit of oil, eh? That's all right, it's not a race car if it's not burning oil. Right, well that was a huge success, but now we gotta make this exhaust. Package from EM Industries. Admittedly, already opens. Also, admittedly, this is not everything. 3 2.5-inch UJs, 2 bottle resonators, 2 2.5-inch V-bands, some transitions, and then some flex pipes. So it's gonna be similar to the 3UZ exhaust we did on the OS300, except a couple main differences. One, it's the full exhaust, header all the way to the tip. And secondly, we're doing bigger diameter. Bigger diameter usually causes it to be a little bit lower in tone, a little bit louder. It can be dronier with bigger diameter piping, but in my experience, bigger diameter piping usually sounds better. Unfortunately, the first thing we have to do is pull the headers off, because they right now have the 3-bolt flange, and we're ditching that and going to V-bands. So we gotta pull them off, modify them, weld them, paint them. How is this gonna come out? That's the question. Bada bing, bada boom. You know, this UZ fits in a Toyota pickup better than a Mazda. So both the headers have been modified and repaired and painted. These are Tundra headers, which are common for swaps because they're just kind of low profile log manifold headers, but they're also common to crack. And I did find 2 cracks. Tried to weld them up the best I could, but I'm glad I looked, because it would suck to build this entire exhaust and then have a ticking header. But yeah, I welded everything up, back purged it, so the inside of the welds are good and strong, and then painted it. So now we're gonna go and throw these back on with some gasket maker, and we can continue with the rest of the exhaust. Hopefully these do not have to come back off. So we got both the headers in, and now we can continue with the rest of the exhaust. This is turning out to be a bit more challenging than I was hoping for because of these torsion bars. If you look on this cross member, the cutout for the exhaust is on the outside of the torsion bars, right? So that's where we want to route our exhaust tubing to. Unfortunately, if you're going and following the outside of the torsion bars, it's very tight right about here. So the exhaust will have to be able to be removed through this gap, but this gap is smaller than what a 2.5-inch V-band is. So I'm pretty sure we can make it work if we can just make the Y-pipe splittable, but just a little bit more effort. You know, ideally it would be nice just to come out right here where there's all this room, but then you run into the cross member. I'm gonna build the driver's side first, build it all the way to the Y-pipe right about there, and then we can do the passenger side. So I think think I got lucky and I can fit the actual resonator here, but it's hitting the lift post. So I'm gonna have to drop the truck down real quick and move this bad boy. Probably I'll just put it onto the sway bar. Wait, that's not even a sway bar. It's just like a stiffening mount. Interesting. 70 millimeters. It's 85. It's a bit shorter. Ooh, that's 70 right there. Beautiful. How nice. All right, so now we're gonna see if I can remove this. Heck yes, we can remove it. I'm gonna tackle some more. So this is all good to go. It's removable, sit in the right spot. We're just gonna come straight out. The white pipe's gonna be right here. Then the muffler's gonna be right here. Maybe we should build the white pipe first, eh? Got a couple ideas I'm going to implement for this one after doing Yanni's white pipe. I think this one will be a little bit easier anyway because it's bigger diameter piping. I'm gonna use the 45 degrees. Just have it like 2 45s into the, into the thing. So the white pipe is started. So what I did this time differently is I used the press to flatten the edges of the cut. So it's really more like an oval instead of like a figure 8. And that will just make it easier to use this pipe expander because that thing was slipping and it was just all sorts of whack. So we're pretty much just gonna use the pipe expander on this end to turn it into a circle again. So this white pipe turned out much better. It's not perfect, but the transition is much smoother. I just left a little bit too much material on the cuts. So now you can see the 3-inch tube actually goes inside of the other one. But that actually kind of works. So I'm just gonna weld it like this and then add the V-band. But first we're gonna do some cuts to make sure it fits. White pipe goes there-ish. Got another 45 straight. Goes into the muffler. Boom, look at that. And then this side, right here, will go under this center part of the e-brake to the other side. Heck yeah. So I got that white pipe section. I added the V-band for what's going to be the passenger side. That kind of comes up over to that. And the 3-inch is lining up with those hangers. So we're gonna go ahead and hang it now, add the V-band, and then I'm gonna take this side off and fully weld it. Well, we got the driver's side done all the way up to the white pipe, and that welded up. It's all fully welded up. It's in, it's hung, it's all good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little time lapse and complete the passenger side. It'll be pretty similar, but we won't have to do a white pipe. We'll just have to route it up to this little 45 that's coming off the white pipe, and then we can start on the 3-inch section, which will have the muffler, and hopefully get this thing finished. Sounding awesome. The good news is that these are able to be installed and uninstalled without removing anything else. Bad news is he's probably gonna have to have a lift because you gotta be able to swing them around. Ooh, baby, that's nice. Well, there is the front section of the exhaust complete. This is the highest quality piece I've made so far for sure. Of all the hangers looking really good and stuff. The tag. Clearance is tight. I mean, I can't get a finger between the torsion bar here or in between the frame here. But as of now, it doesn't hurt. Kind of want to start it and see what it sounds like with just the Y pipe and the T resonators. It's pretty much just as loud as it was when it was open header, which is kind of funny. But now we can finish this back section. It's pretty simple. It just has to go over the axle, have a muffler, and then we're just doing a basic little side exit, right? In the factory location here. And with that, I got the back section of the exhaust all welded up with this nice vibrant muffler. I was really happy with the way this turned out. This is by far the best exhaust I've ever made. Because up until now, I mean, I would make an exhaust like, you know, once every few months. I made 2 exhausts in the past week. So I'm really dialing it in. And we've got another one to do. So, not an exhaust shop, guys, I swear. Let's go ahead and throw that thing on there though, and then we can start this thing and hear it. We still have to make an intake before we can drive it though. The stand. RV band's just so good. Now I know I said we would hear the exhaust before making the intake, but to be honest, I just wanted to hear the exhaust and drive the truck all at once. And so let's fabricate an intake for this. So unlike the 3UZ that we put in the IS300, this thing's kind of ancient, so it's got this big old math, and it's really weird. It's like a 3-inch pipe, but then this is 3 1/4 inch, but then it kind of goes down back to 3-inch. It's just kind of funky. So we have to use this, which I would really love to just ditch this all, but it's gonna go about right there and then just do a little 90 with a barb for this. I would love to make a really sick intake for this thing, but not happening today. And look, I had this in my scrap bin. Literally perfect. I just have to add a little bit of straight on each side. Well, we got this intake done. I tried to do the opposite version of a tag where instead of it being a rectangle with EM cut out, it's just EM itself. It kind of worked, kind of looks cool. The problem is that in order to actually bend it around this well, you have to tack it in so many different places, which kind of ruins the vibe. I have to get a much thinner material to make the tags out of, because this stuff is an 1/8 inch thick, so it doesn't bend very easily. So if I did it again, I would do it in a thinner material, and it should work, but it's all right. I mean, it's better than nothing. Just a little practice, since, you know, this is just for a friend. Well, at idle, when it's warmed up, it's very quiet. I mean, you can barely even hear it over the fuel pumps. The fuel pumps on this thing are loud. Reminds me of Volvo V1. Inline fuel pumps always suck. It's nice and quiet up here. How's this intake sound, I wonder? Intake's pretty quiet, but you know, that is what it is. I think that sounds freaking awesome. It's like, it's perfect. Not too loud, not too quiet. I think Drew's gonna really like it. But now, I think we can take it on its maiden journey. And then after that, it'll be dyno. I see what he means about the clutch noise. Oh, no, it's probably because I had the e-brake on. Oh no, it still makes noise. Okay. This new camera is light enough to fit on my mount, so I'm using that. So hopefully that works pretty good. Speedo's working, heck yeah. Although I think the stock speedo works, to be honest. This thing is sick, bro. Oh, I love this so much. I love the throw, like the long throw of an old truck. It's just got all the right vibes. Oh, it doesn't seem like the lights work. It's all right, we don't need those anyway. Oh, this thing is sick. Whoa, fifth gear, you really gotta reach for that thing. No clanks or anything from the exhaust. A little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. This thing's got way too much power for the rest of the truck right now. I think this is my favorite sounding exhaust I've ever built. I mean, this thing sounds so sick. You gotta get in this thing, bro. This thing is so sick. That was awesome. Isn't this thing so sick? It's just so smooth. Yeah, just spinning, just going. It's just sick. Drew, you built a sick ass truck and I can't wait for you to see this thing.
Look at that, man. Just hidden enough. Oh man, yeah, it's just sleeper enough.
Let me pop the hood.
Wow, the hood
works, yeah. Oh yeah.
This is the exciting part right here.
I mean, not even, like you already did most of this, but
dude,
just
this
little
is
intake.
Sick.
Yeah, I was experimenting with this. It kind of looks cool. Kind of looks, yeah.
Wow, you made this look so much better.
I mean, I literally just kind of zip tied a few things and then over here I moved the MAF controller. Have you noticed how loud your fuel pumps are?
Dude, super.
Okay.
I think like, what I know now, I should have just bought a fuel injected pump.
Yeah.
Or sorry, fuel injected tank, and then just put a stock LS400.
Yeah.
Just pump in the
inline
tank.
pumps suck.
Yeah.
But you don't really realize that until you've tried to use them. I swear, this sounds exactly like my Volvo did, because that thing, the fuel pumps would scream.
Yeah, well, you could hear it above the open headers.
I know.
So
yeah.
now I'm
and
sure you can
now
hear it.
It's all you hear.
Yeah.
Once it warms up, I mean, you'll hear the cold start has some volume, but once it warms up, you can't hear the exhaust at all.
Wow.
So speaking of which, should we start it?
I'm so excited.
It's, dude.
I mean,
yeah, not too loud, not too quiet.
I'll give her a little. I'll let her warm up. But.
Yeah, let it warm up a little bit.
Oh!
I'm telling you, when I was driving it the first time, I was like, bro, this thing is so awesome. It reminds me of my V1 truck so much.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna let it warm up, but I can't wait to hit limiter on this.
Dude, limiter sounds so sick.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she gets, yeah, that V8 tone.
Yeah, it does. It comes alive. It's got a little bit of rasp on the top end, but it drives really nice, like clutch and everything. Feels very good. That noise is weird, but like,
isn't it?
It's weird. I don't know why. It almost sounds like a power steering. Go left here.
Yeah, it almost sounds hydraulic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, but oh yeah. Nice, those 30-year-old shocks doing work.
Yeah, just a grandpa truck. You never know.
It's nice being able to hear yourself.
Yeah, actually though. Yeah.
It handles the bumps, like it's not clanky or anything. Like, it reminds me so much of how my truck used to drive.
I mean, it only has 154,000 miles.
Yeah, it's just old.
It sounds way different than your 1UZ.
It does, but it reminds me of what my 1UZ used to sound like.
Okay.
A lot. I think the X-pipe and the headers that I have make it sound much different. I almost prefer this, to be honest.
I like the sound of the white pipe. Going right?
Yeah, I'm going right.
Oh, that was first gear. Oh my, dude.
I'm telling you, I had a smile on my face the entire time I was driving this thing.
Oh my gosh. Still handles like a truck.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, it's smooth.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Holy crap.
This is a decent little road to do a pull down. If you so desire.
Man, I like driving it like a grandpa, but
why'd you V8 swap then?
I'll give it some beans. See?
Dude, it's so much quieter over here than it is over there.
It's, dude, perfect tone.
Good. You've got the shifts down on this thing, nice. Because you can shift it fast, but you have to be careful because it's so sloppy and stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, it needs better brakes.
Yeah, definitely.
That wasn't even to the floor.
No, yeah.
I'm still feeling around a little.
You'll get used to it. You can mat it in first, and it'll just spin nice and smoothly. And just bounce off the limiter a little bit.
Oh.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, not that you've ever done that, right?
Yeah, no, I've never did that on your car.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the video and
be
like, oh my God.
I definitely, I was like, I should maybe stop doing this now.
Oh my God.
That's so sick at limiter.
Limiter is so sick.
Like, it's so dope.
Is this a buckle?
Oh yeah, you don't have a buckle, sorry. I'm not nice. Hold on. At least you got the bolsters to hold you a little.
I guess.
So we're going for a rip with my little brother Adam. He's been a big part of this as well, helping with some heavy lifting when we had to reinstall the clutch and pull the engine, what, the third time?
Fourth.
Fourth time?
Dude, first time I've seen this thing move.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
Is this the first time you've ridden in it?
No, I rode in it around the neighborhood.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we took it around the block.
I forgot about that.
Dude, it sounds good.
Caleb nailed it with the exhaust.
How's the clutch feel?
Feels good.
Works? Oh my gosh!
Oh, dude.
Gotta get some meat on this thing.
Yeah.
This thing drives good.
It's sick.
Did I frick up? Should I 1UZ swap my car?
Dude, I'm saying, bro, you should have 1UZ swapped it.
Dude, the limiter?
It pulls so smooth. Tell me this isn't sick.
Gosh. Temps are good.
Yeah, 185.
Now we're gonna see how much power it makes. So we're gonna throw it on the dyno and see how much this little 1UZ can put down. All right, we got the truck loaded on the dyno, we got it spun up, strapped down, dyno calibrated, so we are ready to do some power runs. Now is your favorite time, some guesses. I'm gonna go last, because I think I have the most experience. Let's let you guess first. What do you think?
All right, I'm optimistic. Might be a little high, I'm going 250.
250?
I'm going 227.
227? Okay, that's pretty low. That's the opposite.
I'm gonna say 241.
41. You are always stealing my guesses. I'll say 244. All right, here we go.
Let's go, 244. all right, dude. We might get 250.
That was 6,000 RPM.
Okay, is that limiter?
According to the ECU, I don't feel like that's quite right. It's probably 65, I think. Is
Yeah,
the
I think
stock
it
limiter.
is.
That's a nice looking curve. I'm gonna
I haven't even looked at that.
shut it off here. Let's see, 244 horsepower at 5,200 RPM. That is the 3UZ, so let's go and compare. Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, the 3UZ just makes a little bit more torque and power.
They pretty much follow like exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
right here is kind of where the
1UZ
VVTi
drops off a little,
stuff,
yeah.
But I mean, it felt pretty good on the dyno. It seemed pretty cool from outside.
it's fun to watch.
Yeah, a little scary.
It was just loud.
Yeah, that's loud.
I've never seen anything dyno before.
Fair enough. And let's just point out that I was right. 244 horsepower.
Yeah, wait till the next run.
Yeah, it's true, it's true. About to cool off and do one more power run. Anybody got some ice? Go get a bag of ice from the store.
Around my neck. Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, that's sick. Well, that's gonna be it. I think that was a huge success.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, 251 wheel horsepower, albeit with a little bit of cheating from a fan. No, well, not cheating, but we let it cool off real.
We're
real
counting
lot.
it. 251.
251 official. That's very good, very healthy for a non-VVTi 1UZ. If you do want to keep up with this truck, you're gonna post, you got an Instagram at least,
I
right?
do, yeah. I will post kind of a follow-up video. I have more plans with this truck. So I'll let Caleb link that in the description.
Heck yeah. Yeah, you got a whole donor truck to replace all the body panels and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it, farm spec, but
Good.
we'll at least get like a working door and stuff like that.
Also, if you like biking, he's got a biking channel too.
Yeah, I appreciate the plug.
And in fact, he gave me a bunch of biking parts, so that was awesome. You're gonna drive it 2.5 hours tomorrow?
We'll see. Yeah.
see.
Yeah, quite a test drive, but we're gonna try and drive from Athens to Marietta.
I think we've proved it. We've ripped on it all day, and the dyno.
I'll give you a call tomorrow when I'm on the side.
Yeah. Well, we'll be right in front of you with a trailer, with an empty car, because that's a great segue. Adam, do you want to just step in here for a second? So these guys are brothers, and we kind of already explained the whole story. And so the next project is Adam's 240.
Got a VQ35.
Sorry.
Worst sounding engine ever made.
We're gonna see what makes more horsepower too, because there's a little brotherly competition here going on. So theoretically, the VQ should make more power, but that will be pretty sad.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. Tomorrow, we're gonna go pick his car up and we'll do it. So, sick. That's all she wrote.